Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing? We're back for the season final this evening. Brazil of season 11 for the F2 lot today. And at this moment of time, we've got 9 lovely drivers ready to race 14 laps in the feature. And then the main race is about 20 laps with a one-shot qualifying. And weather dependent as well, is looking just a little bit wet, shall we say. But big gains for some teams this evening, and especially heading towards the season final. If my words want to work, season final. Obviously, fast last round of the season. Suffocating is leading the championship by 187 points, with Therapy McQueen on 178. So, with the way things stand at this moment of time, anything could happen, and anything, and I mean anything, is possible this race. Hopefully, it's going to be some nice, clean racing. That is what we're hoping for. And that is what I would like to see. But all the drivers were just playing the lovely patient game. And we should get going in a few mementos. So yeah, feel free to stay tuned. And stay on board with some lovely racing action, with a total of 15 corners around Interlagos this evening. But there we go. There is confirmation from the FIA, you could say race control. We're going to get going in around about, you could say, 15 seconds time. So any predictions for pole position, feel free to let me know in the chat. And of course as well, stay tuned, because we're going to be doing some live calculations to see if Therapy McQueen or Suffocating has extended their championship, or if Therapy McQueen has closed that gap down just a little bit. But on board with Viper Strike's teammates with Suffocating once again this season as well. We could say the constructors looking in for a very feisty fight as well, as we look towards, I believe we're heading down the long back straight with DRS wide open all the way down to turn number 4. Viper, a very good, decent line and exit out there. Car's very, very stable. Let's see if they can keep it stable in the very treacherous of Sector 2. But at this moment in time, your top 3, it was Canuck Sammy against One McQueen. Suffocating in that P2, P3 area. Was in P1 as we head to the first couple of corners, but has lost it. Let's see if anybody is able to snatch it away. This could make the championship very exciting. I believe there's 1+ point available for the pole position in F2 qualifying, so it's going to be basically like a one-shot sprint shootout to see if One McQueen can handle it, or if Tachus may snatch it and take it away. On the exit there, turn number 12 heading to turn number 1, but let's see what Viper can do as they cross the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 19.102, and he goes P5 for now. But Bobby McQueen at 1 minute 18.546 to choose at 1 minute 18.618, and I believe it was Suffocating slotting into that lovely jubbly P number 3. But not a bad uptime there from Viper. Goes P5. Never mind. Suffocating is down in P4. Sammy P3. Tatus P2. And like we saw there just a few mementos ago, Warby McQueen racing for high tech up on pole at 1 minute 18.546, and once again very close by the top 2. 72 thousandths of a second. That is absolutely insane. Everybody, you could say, marginally within a second, except for Mav, who's down in P7, 11 seconds off the pace, and 2 DSQs in P8 and P9, Brisbane, and HCE as well. I mean, DSQs, which is not ideal, but as we have a look at the standings as it stands right now, the qualifying, Therapy McQueen is now on 179 points. So he's just managed to close that gap down just a little bit by a point so far. We'll see what he can do as we head on into the race weekend. But yes, the constructors as well looking pretty spicy indeed. High-Tech lead the way on 272 points, with Campos Racing down in P2 only on 266 points. So with Mr. Wobby getting that pole position, High-Tech in the constructors, they move up just 1 point, 273 points now. So one more point advantage, but it just depends where these cars are going to start on the grid, and as we know, make their way through the field very, very nicely. But who is going to be crowned our Season 11 F2 champion? Is it going to be Mr. Warren McQueen, or is it going to be Suffocating? I believe first time this season. But here we go then. We look to the 5 red lights here for the featured race this evening, and it's lights out and away we go. It's a very even start for the top 2 as we make our way now down into turn number 1, and HC looking to go around the outside there, but Brisen able to defend that off and takes away down to turn number 4 we go. A few positions swapping throughout the order. Suffocating losing 2 positions on the exit turn number 3. Definitely not ideal there, and I believe that was Viper making his way up into P4, but we've got Suffocating down in P7 as we've got Sammy, a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting and gaining a 1 advantage. Definitely not ideal for the start of this race. Suffocating though just in P7, maybe trying to make another position, maybe on P6, goes down the inside there and trying to avoid, you could say, contact with Sammy there, and that was very close though, but still wheel locking now as we make our way now down into turn number 10 towards turn 11 and 12 we go. Warren McQueen's had a big moment somewhere on track. He's gone off and he's down in P9 at this moment in time, not scoring any points in the sprint. As you remember, only the top 8 score in the sprint race, so yeah, not an ideal start for Warren McQueen there, but Suffocating in that primary position of P number 7, scoring some points to extend his championship lead. Now we have to wait until lap number 3 as on F123. So lap number 3 is when you will get the advantage of the rear wing opening, as we see Suffocating trying to make a few more gains and positions this race. Now looking to the left hand side, but now switches to the right hand side. These two, Sammy and Viper, trying to get away through it. Someone has gone round, and that is going to be Viper, unfortunately, going to the back of the grid, and Warren McQueen scoring 1 point now as he makes his way up into the top 8. Now Suffocating in that prime position of P6, but oh, contact there. Contact indeed, and that is Chachus losing a right hand side winglet. That's definitely not ideal. That's not going to help with downforce. We've got a bit of bumper cars, you could say, going on here. James Mustang maybe trying to hold, potentially Suffocating up here. Around the outside, Suffocating goes. He tries to fight this one to the best he can. Has the inside line for the next corner. He's a whole car's worth ahead, and he's now up into P number 5 on the exit of turn 12. Defends that position, but has also lost his front wing as well. That is not what Suffocating will want to see. Indeed, he will not be happy with that one at all. And he slots back into P number 6, you could say. But Wobby McQueen now has the advantage to get around Mr. Suffocating as quickly as possible, but will that wing damage be super effective? Only time will tell, as there you go. Suffocating now back up into P6 to choose, defending against Wobby for that P number 7 as we make our way now down into turn number 4, and there we go. Warren McQueen unable to find a move around there. someone has disconnected from the session, and I believe that is going to be HC, and it is indeed Viper. Now back into the top 8, scoring points this race, of course. But there we have it. Lap number 3, out of 14. We've had the first crazy couple of laps, but I believe it is starting ever so slightly to chill out now. Suffocating up into that P5, and with a Wobbin McQueen, a very speedy Wobbin McQueen, you could say as well. The gap is around about 9 tenths, 8 tenths, 7 tenths of a second. Let's see what is Wobbin McQueen's straight line speed like, and is Suffocating starting to struggle with that, of course, wing damage he's got on the front of the cars. Brizin is setting the pace right now at 1 minute 21, and never mind, Viper at 1 minute 21.194. Very good stuff there from the Campos driver. Viper though, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and getting there on lap number 4. That is definitely not ideal, and definitely not optimal, and that's definitely not what you want to be seeing. But all Suffocating has to do is just finish ahead of Mr. Wobbin McQueen in the featured race, and then just finish ahead of him again, I believe, in the main race as well. But look at there. That is where the wing damage will be, you know, a bit bad for Suffocating, as he can't turn the car when going into turn or entering turn 6, and then trying to get towards turn 8, trying to turn that car to the right hand side, just isn't able to have the momentum or the grip. But he has gone wide and he has gone deep, and that has allowed Bob McQueen to go up into P5 now, and Suffocating going wheel to wheel with his champion rival. Now up into turn 12, they're still going side by side, and on corner exit, Suffocating will get the upper hand. But the big question is, who will get that rear wing open? And it is going to be Wobbin McQueen with the rear wing. He pulls out to the right hand side now. These two once again going wheel to wheel. Who's going to be one of the late breakers here at Interlagos at turn number 1 now, and turn number 2? Make it turn number 3, and I believe it's going to be, it's Suffocating now that gets the DRS, and he does get the DRS. He now pulls to that right hand side as we make our way now down to turn number 4. Still wheel to wheel, still going at it, and forced, I'd say, not as wide there. I believe we're beginning space, but they have made contact. They have made contact. Oh my goodness. What on earth has happened there? That's a huge swing in the championship. Was it a slight mistake there from Wobbin McQueen, or Suffocating, or was it the game just being the game with its random grip moments, we could say? But Suffocating in P5 with a comfortable gap from behind, which is around about 1.6 of a second. Yeah, I'm not too sure what really happened there, so that's definitely not ideal. But he finds himself now, where he does, down in P number 8, and could actually be in threat of losing and scoring no points this race whatsoever, as we make our way now down to turns number 1 and 2 and 3, and HC is right on the gearbox here. But Wobbin McQueen will still get the DRS advantage for now, but will be suffering, missing that left-hand side winglet on that car. HC, or he looked for a move there. He looked for a cheeky dive on at turn 4, but didn't have the grip or momentum. But now Webby struggling now with that damage, and that's where Suffocating and Webby made contact with somewhere around in turn number 5. But look at that grip difference. It's not too bad here in sector 2, but I say that, and HC is almost trying to go wheel to wheel now with Wobbin McQueen. Just can't get the move done. Viper, a 3-second time penalty to his name, right on the gearbox of Tachus, may get that move done and dusted as he approaches at turn number 1. Depends what turn number 12 is like and what his exit is like, and it does look like he's got a very, very decent exit. So let's go on board with Viper now, on board with him as he makes his way down to turn 1. What's his straight line speed like compared to the Prima driver? Turn 1, wasn't able to get a move done there, but I was having a bit of a squiggly exit there. Hopefully we'll get this move done and dusted very, very shortly, and then he's got a bit of a challenge to do, and that is to open a 3-second gap to choose to secure that P number 6. But let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens, because only time will tell. And suffocating with that wing damage on the right hand side of his car is really starting to reel in James Mustang, you could say. Of course, as they've had contact, Suffocating and Webby, that could be a driver fault, or that could just be an unfortunate racing incident there. Bob McQueen now scoring no points whatsoever in the sprint, which is definitely a disadvantage to himself. But let's see here, 1.1. Suffocating is away from P4. Score as many points as you can in the sprint. Oh, contact there between Viper and Tetris. Viper having to, you could say, go off track there, and Tetris, you know, hopefully he doesn't get angry. Hopefully Viper doesn't get angry. You know, they both just made contact now, so they could be a bit frustrated in the cockpit, but I just hope they keep it nice and calm and collected. There's not much really going on now as the race starts to, you know, chill out ever so slightly. I could say Brizzen is in a different league of his own right now. He has eliminated everyone. Eliminated indeed. Juice has gone off there, and that could have been a track limit warning. They're now going to go wheel to wheel. Hopefully don't do the same as they did last time and make slight banging wheel contact. Viper trying to hang it around the outside here as we make our way down to turn number, I believe, 8 now. Towards 9 and 10 we go. Viper trying the good old switcheroo. Oh, a bit of contact there. He did try it, but the Juice did block it off ever so nicely. Both drivers, though, somehow getting away with no wing damage. That's quite impressive. But Viper, this is probably the closest he's been lap on lap. Towards lap number 9 we go now. And let's see here, what can Viper do against Tattoos? He's got the toe. He's got the slip. Is it close enough into turn 1? He was thinking about a late move dive, but smart to back out, but his exit is actually quite decent. I was going to say, on the exit of turn 2, it didn't look so decent, but on the exit of turn 3, towards turn 4, it's a decent exit enough, but he can't get the move done in turn 4 at all. But he's literally all over the gearbox with Juice here. Or is he thinking about a dive? Oh, he's thinking about it. Hugging that inside line now. We'll have the inside line for the next corner. Juice will try and go around the outside here. Does have front wing damage. Is missing his right hand side winglet. Still trying to go wheel to wheel. Viper try again to try his best to get the switchback that he needs, but just can't get the car turned enough into Juice, placing that car in the absolute right direction as it always shall be. Oh, there it is, Viper. Another 3-second time penalty to his own. That'll be 6 seconds, which is definitely not what he'll be wanting this race. But look at this. Out of nowhere, with wing damage on his side, it may be helping Suffocating just a little bit to close up to the rear wing of James Mustang as we have 4 laps remaining in this race. They could say Suffocating on the hunt for that P4. And Viper on that hunt for a P6. But will automatically be dropped down to, I think it's P9. So actually just outside the points because got a 6-second time penalty to his name. Which of course definitely isn't ideal, but we're on board now. We're Suffocating versus James Mustang. The gap is 1.0, so close though to a second. Is it close enough at turn 12, I wonder? And he is within a second. Is it going to be enough though to get that rear wing open? Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. Maybe next lap will be his chance to pounce. We'll see. Into turns number 1, 2 and 3 we go as Viper actually gets a move done and dusted there on to choose for that P6, but to choose getting that position back, still making slight wheel to wheel bang contact there, but Viper does find a way through, has the DRS as well enabled, and or Sachu's going to look down the inside here. He's going to go for a late braking move, and there we have it. Oh, Viper still on the track. They're still going at it. Good save there from Viper as well. Turn number 6 now. Viper has the inside line, which might turn into the favour of Tachusa. Still going at it. Wheel to wheel. Tachusa. Horrible exit. And there's Viper up to P6. There we go. Right then. On board with Mr. Suffocating, who now has that rear wing open, as you can see right there. Closing onto the gearbox now of James Mustang. Could maybe get Maverick here as well. As always, these next few racing laps are going to be crucial. As Tachus running very wide there. Everybody's struggling with that wing damage now, it seems. As he's now completely lost a second to Mr. Viper. But let's see. Can Suffocating get an extra position? He's 6 tenths behind now of James Mustang. Or to choose a 3-second time penalty now, so Viper can score decent points. He could go for a P7 finish here at the latest, unless Tachus and HC keep on fighting ever so hard. HC on board with him down in P number 8. Penultimate lap of this race now for the feature here at Phoenix. You could say Suffocating is on full on attack. See what happens here. Oh, look at this. Suffocating 4 to 3 tenths almost away from getting a lovely P number 4. But let's see how this goes to the end. All coming down to the wire now. Suffocating doesn't have to go for this move, but if he can, then he will. for certain. So on the exit then of turn number 3 towards turn 4, he will open up that rear wing ever so slightly. But it won't be enough. If he has a good sector 2, he could get a cheeky move done on the exit of turn 12. It just depends how close he is and how much tyre grip and confidence he has on the brakes. One McQueen, big blows for him in the championship right now. Not able to score any points whatsoever. So, lap number 14, out of 14, Brizan will now be able to see that finish line and will win here at Interlagos for the featured race this evening. The main race is on the way in a few moments' time. Sammy will cross the line to come home in a comfortable P number 2. Maverick comes home in P2. Actually, sorry, Sammy drops out to P3. James in P4 finishes in that position. Suffocating P5. Viper heads down to P number 7 with that big time penalty, and HC pops up into the top 6. And yeah, One McQueen crucially not scoring any points whatsoever. Right, let's see. Is that championship over? Let's have a look. As we know, this game takes years to load. There we go. We'll watch the celebrations, but we'll have to skip them. So, onwards and upwards to the next one. But there we have it then. Suffocating, scoring 4 points. That race, 4 points. And he is on 187 points. So, that does mean scoring 4 points takes him up to 191. One McQueen does actually score points. Didn't realise. Oh no, he does. He does, doesn't he? Let's have a look here. No, he doesn't score any points. Never mind, he gets 2 points for that pole position, and yeah, won't be extending or really gaining much in the featured race. The main race, though, is where it all begins in treacherous conditions. Look at that soaking wet track. That looks absolutely appalling. So we're going to wait around about 60 seconds, and then we will get done and dusted and started for this race. So as always, please don't go anywhere, but feel free to get a snack, etc. All those bits and bobs. Right, I believe for the main race, One McQueen, Wobby does start on pole position, which is crucial this race, scoring a whopping number of 25 points. So here we go then, for the final time this season, season 11 for the F2. It's lights out and away we go. But Tachus does get a jump start penalty towards turn number 1 we go. It's a very good start for McQueen. Sammy up into P2, suffocating, sneaking his way up into the top 3 with his teammate Viper right behind him. But let's see here then, as we've got yellow flags in the background, HC has spun down towards turn 3, but to turn 4 we go, suffocating, crucially up into P number 2, but at this moment it has been pushed off track just a little bit in very tricky wet conditions. Sammy though isn't going to give this one up without a fight as we make our way now down to turn number 6, 7 and 8. Suffocating, trying to go for a ballsy move here and gets it done at turn number 8. A bit of contact, bit of bargy, but finds his way through up into P2. And 1.7 to 1.6 is the gap right ahead of him of McQueen. And as well, oh, a bit of a slidey move there and almost making contact there was very, very scary. Viper though trying to get involved in the action as we go on board of him. This is a very spicy lap number 1. Is he gonna go for the dive? Oh, okay, decent defending from Sammy there. Was it too late to move though on the exit of turn 2? He is getting a bit squiggly and a bit wobbly, and Viper once again having the same crucial issue, you could say, in the sprint race is he's stuck behind somebody who's you know, a little bit slow, you could say. But here we go then. Viper up into P number 4, and Sammy has a horrible momentum exit out of turn 3, but turn 4 we go now. Viper just can't find a way through, but Sammy does go deep. Viper, with a better exit and traction, finds himself in the top 3. James Mustang also makes his way into the top 4. So does Maverick. Sammy is really falling down the grid order here, which is definitely not great and not what you want to be seeing at all. But 1.8 is the gap to our current race leader, Wobby McQueen. Now, the big question is, on the wet compounded tyre, who's got the better pace and the better momentum? Is it Suffocating or is it Wobby McQueen? We're only going to find out in a few racing laps time. But Suffocating doesn't really need to worry about the gap behind him because it's already increasing lap by lap. As its fastest lap goes to Suffocating, a 1 minute 31.735. Interesting stuff there. So it looks like Suffocating is finding pace on track as someone has retired. Our first retiree of this race so far is going to be Sammy. He is checked out for the season finale of Interlagos, as we've got James Mustang here trying to go wheel to wheel with Mr. Maverick for that P4 spotlight, and can't get the move done at all. He's crucially just chilling in P number 5, but does go wheel to wheel with Mav. And is he going to try and get the move done? Surely not at turn number 10. He's going to look for the dive. He's going for it. He's going for it. He's going for it. Mav, a bit of a slide there. A bit of a loosey-goosey tail end, you could say. And they're still going to go side by side as we make our way down to turn number 12. Oh! Still trying to find a way through. This is really starting to frustrate James just a little bit. Bob McQueen finding a little bit more pace. A 1 minute 31.663. Suffocating. Not pushing. Maybe just saving tyres. A little bit. You know, that wouldn't surprise me if he's saving tyres. Obviously as well, this race does get a little bit interesting because it does mean that drivers do not get that rear wing open whatsoever. Because, you know, we're in very wet conditions. But it's all going well for suffocating so far. In P number 2, I believe it does have enough points as it stands. If I quickly do live calculations on stream. Standings general suffocation. I mean, sorry, Rob McQueen is finding just a fair bit more pace at the moment compared to suffocating. Let me just put up the drivers here and let's have a look-see. So, as we know, suffocating is now on 191 points, okay? Put it like this, 191 points suffocating is. Bob McQueen is on 179. Forgetting, oh no, 179? 180, sorry. So he's on 180. I'm going to keep an eye on for battles here on track, but our closest battle at the moment is going to be James Mustang versus Maverick. And then if he wins this race, plus the fastest lap, which is a total of 26 points, he's on 206 this race. Okay, 206 points, suffocating on 191 points, plus 19, I believe it is, for the top, or P for P2, would win it on 210 points. So once again, Robin McQueen on 180 plus 25 would only be 5 points off of suffocating. So unfortunately, at the moment, it isn't enough. Suffocating needs to drop down a few more positions. That's what needs to happen right now as we're speaking, chat. He needs to go backwards instead of forwards, suffocating does. As to choose to get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings on track. Let's see what happens here. This is a spicy battle brewing between P5 and P4 right now, actually. Here we go. Is James going to try and get the move done here? No, he's not. At number 3, though. James again. But look how tough it is in these conditions right now. Oh, yellow flags. There's only to choose who's round. Not a superb exit. Oh, I say that. Not a great exit for Maverick. Is this going to be a chance and a moment for James now to get up into P4? To lap number 8 we go now. Not much is happening in the distance. But what is happening is tyre wear could be a massive effect here. Look at this battle brewing here. So we're going to go on the outside board now. There's still be able to a bit of contact there. Mav trying the good old switcheroos is really bringing HC into play, and it does right about now. But that gap from P1 down to P2 is only 2.5 of a second. Like I say, the way it stands, Suffocating is crowned your champion of the FIA Formula 2 Championship season number 11 here at Phoenix Infinite. Only if I've done my calculations correct. Maverick is in the pit lane now. He's boxed very, very early, I'd say. As it didn't sound like his pit entry was on point whatsoever. Oh, virtual safety car. Never mind. VSC has been called and has been deployed. I was wondering what the yellow flag and the yellow track was all about. There we have it. Oh, drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. Going out to choose. No, no, no. The Choose is not having a great race at all. It's not good whatsoever. But these drivers all been on these laps now for I was about to say 10 laps, but boxing isn't happening, and I believe Viper was first one in the pits to go to a fresh set of the wet tyres. He does so himself, and so does Brisen down in pieces. Right then. So Maverick's in P6 and is around about 1.5 away from Viper, as we got Suffocating actually boxing this lap and reacting. He gonna try and go for undercut maybe, but I don't think that'll work at all. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. And there's a lot more. James is in. Viper up into the top 3 now. Getting ahead of James Mustang. They're having a very good outlap. Suffocating. Right ahead of his teammate in that P2. Just needs to take it nice and easy now. Everest is now up into P6. Nice easy peasy move done there. Viper, however, really starting to chomp down that gap to Mr. Bob McQueen. See what happens here. And he's in. Bobby McQueen is into the pits and doesn't speed. But where is Suffocating gonna be? How far back is he gonna be? Does he have the advantage? The pit crew get to work on this pit stop. Well, Bobby McQueen now leaving his pits. Turn 14 for Suffocating. Turn 15 for Suffocating. Where is he? Across the start and finish as Bob McQueen is about to exit the pit lane. Keeps it nice and calm. No silly mistakes as Viper of 1 minute 31.577. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a smashing lap time there. Seems Viper is finding a bit of pace on track, which could also help him in the constructors fight as well. But let's look down to the top 6. P7 as well, and P5. P6 we're on board with now, all jockeying for positions. It all depends who's bravest on the brakes, as HC is a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. P7, but as this is the main race, he will still be scoring points, which I don't think he'll be too disappointed with. To be honest, to take home some points, I think they'll be very, very happy with. Here we go, turn number 1. Still no sign of the DRS. I don't think we'll be getting it whatsoever. As we have a look at penalties. Viper only having 3 seconds and is really starting to open up the gap to Mav, who's in that P4 and just can't respond at the moment to Viper's pace. 3.1. And it is increasing. Oh, that could be a warning there for Brisbane. That's It's got to be a warning for Brisbane there. Forward with our race leader again, Robin McQueen. Brisbane, a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. If we just stayed on a little bit longer, we could see where he went off track. But at 1 minute 30.597, absolutely smashing there, finding a bit more pace and going just that ever so faster than the driver behind him. It is crazy though how much the gaps have opened up, you know, quite severely. Here we go then. Exit of turn 12. Any drivers making some sort of mistakes? Not really. I mean, I think James didn't get a better momentum than Brisbane. Oh, Brisbane though, on the grass there. Definitely not what you want to be doing at all. Lap number 15, out of 20. And as it stands right now, it's swinging into the way of suffocating for that championship for the first time in his career. Right. Brisbane's starting to lose touch with James Mustang. The gap now opening up to 0.8 of a second, and that's HC in the background clenching up to the back of P6. So, yeah, these guys just trying to find pace on track, really, and try their best not to collide with each other. The best we can hope for. Yeah, Brisbane, yeah, like I say, not finding form now, losing pace, losing touch to James. Maybe James now starting to push on ahead for Maverick for that P4 position. But it could be Suffocating's day in a few laps time as well, I believe they will take the lead back in their hands, back in their favour in the constructors as we speak right now. So High-Tech could be losing out to Campos. Campos could be getting a Drivers' Championship win here, plus the constructors as well this season. With how hard everybody has been this season so far, it should be a good season 11 to remember. So let's see what happens here, because I think Brisbane is on older tyres than the rest of the field right now. Yeah, he is by a lap. So is a lap really affecting that much? Because we go on board as Viper, who's on the same tyre range as Brisbane, and he's doing okay at the moment on pace. He's 8.6 away from his teammate, but is comfortably in a P3 position at the moment, because Mav is nowhere to be seen and is 7 seconds away at this moment in time. Like I say, we're going to get all the calculations done on stream, and I will announce if it's going to be going Suffocating's way. But do remember, these are going to be provisional results as well. So these aren't the results that are 110% certain for the championship win at all. It's not really a rough estimate either. It's just, you know, one of those things where he's won it for now, but there could be a penalty going his way or Webby's way. It just depends what on earth happened in the featured race at turn number 6. Turn number 5, sorry. A little bit towards turn 6, where made the weirdest side contact and Webby with a broken wing completely destroyed. You know, completely obliterated, you could say. Yeah, interesting. Right. Penultimate lap of this race now. The Suffocating. Looking good here. Keeping calm. Keeping collected. Lap number 19. Out of 20 as HC has boxed for another set of wet tyres, I believe. I'm guessing it wouldn't be any dries or inters, because no one in the window is a fresh set of wet tyres. So, here we go then. Bobby McQueen, final turn 13. Next lap will be his final. Getting calculations and laps a little bit confused, chat. But here we go then, for the final time here at Interlagos for the season finale. McQueen getting a little bit squirrely, a little bit dodgy out of turn number 2 to 3, but he's on the run now, down at turn number 4, Suffocating in the background, on set to win his F2 title this season. I will say, Suffocating has had his ups and downs, has had times where he thought, you know what, I can't do this, it ain't gonna happen, but today could be his day, that he wins the drivers and also winning the standings as well. For the constructors, of course, Campos need a big leap in the points, and it could be possible. We'll get the calculations done, but Wobby winning could be enough, but who knows? Who knows? Didn't score any points in the sprint. We'll just see what the calculations are. So, here we go then. Robin McQueen rounding the final corner of turn number 13 now. Right on board with him. He'll win it on track. He'll win it on absolute dominance and pace. But the title has been snatched by a 5-point gap difference, I believe. Or shall we say a 4-point difference gap, because Suffocating will cross the line to be your F2 champion of season 11. It went all the way down to the wire, but he got it done and dusted. Viper P3 for Campos, and Mr. Maverick will finish in P number 4 with a very quick James Mustang in P number 5. Brison will cross the line as well to come home in P number 6. That HC will be crossing the line very, very shortly. Finish in the final position of P number 7, but Tachus DNFing and Sammy as well DNFing. There you have it. Our F2 champion is Suffocating. Bravo. Bravo. Once this race gets done and dusted, I will just clarify and check with the points. Just to make sure. And we'll see who has done the best out of them two. Right. Let's skip on to the points. Very long loading screen. There we go. Maybe levitating just right there. But there we have it. Classification for the points this weekend. And let me just jot down what we've got. So we've got 28 points and 22. Where's Viper? 5, 17. And James Mustang 15. So let's have a gander and let's have a look, shall we? So to confirm against Wobby and Suffocating, 178 plus 8 points does mean 206 points for Wobby McQueen himself, which does mean the wonderful Suffocating does win the F2 championship of season 11. But if there's any penalties towards the end of the season or race, shall we say, it could change in both ways at this time. But now we turn our eyes to the Constructors' Championship. So, Campos, we're on 266. Or, yeah, 266. And then he got a plus 22 points. And then plus Viper, which was 17 points, I believe. And they finished with a grand total of 305 points. But now, High Tech, we're on 272 plus Wobby McQueen's spectacular performance this evening, 28, and then plus 15. They do pull out and they do win the standings of the constructors. So High-Tech of 315 points win the constructors, but bravo to Suffocating on winning his first F2 title, I believe, for season 11, and he's done it with a 4-point margin gap. Absolutely amazing. That was the season finale, guys. Make sure to be tuned in for when we get started up, I believe in 2 weeks' time. Tune in tomorrow for the final season, the final round of ACC. Much exciting stuff happening there with the constructors battles going down to the wire as well. So make sure to tune in for that one. And guys, you've been awesome. You've been fantastic. And I'll catch you all very soon in the next one. Peace. Bye-bye.